Hello everyone, and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance from the House of Armani. I think it's my first fragrance from the House of Armani that I'm reviewing. Let's go ahead and get started. It is none other than Armani's Code. Now, this fragrance was released in the year 2004. This is the actual 2.5 milliliter, or I'm sorry, 75 milliliters or 2.5 fluid ounces. It comes in four primary sizes: 4.2, 2.5, 1.7, and 1 ounce. Now, for the 4.2, you're going to pay $95 retail. For the 2.5, you're going to pay $88. It is, or is it 85? $88 retail. And for the 1.7, $62, and for the 1.0, $42. So as you can plainly see, the higher up you go, the cheaper it is. And I really don't really see any purpose in getting the 2.5 if you can get the 4.2, you know, for just, what is it, $7 more? Yeah, just $7 more, and you get quite a bit more juice for it. So take with it what you will, but those are the prices. Now, you can generally find it cheaper by about, I want to say like 20%, maybe $20, $30 cheaper. Take a look around. It has been around a while. I haven't seen it discounted that much though, just because this still is a pretty good fragrance and they haven't really lowered it to, you know, clearance prices, if you will. So just keep that in mind. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the notes for this actual fragrance. Well, before we actually touch on that, just the presentation is pretty straightforward. It just has this elongated bottle. It says Armani Code at the bottom. Cap pops off. Cap is hard plasticky-ish, and it just pops back on. It's just, yeah, pretty simple presentation. So with that, let's get into the notes. The notes of this fragrance consist of, at the top we have bergamot and lemon. For our mid, we have star anise, olive blossom, and gaiac wood. And for our base, we have leather, tobacco, and tonka bean. Alright, so this fragrance, I can tell you right off the bat, when I smell this right off the bat, it comes off very, very, very strong and alcohol-y off the bat. It's very, give it about a minute, 10 seconds or something like that, and it'll turn into a fragrance that has a little bit more, I guess you could say, oomph to it. So the citrus really comes out at you. The citrus is very prominent in this at the very beginning, and it comes out at you. And what I get following up is I get a bit of star anise, this licorice-like type of a scent, and it turns into this beautiful tonka type of a scent. So the tonka bean mixes in and provides it with this nice subtle sweetness, or not too subtle. It's a little bit, I would say it's a little bit on the sweet side, but it mixes in, and the citrus kind of still stays around, so it has this fresh, sweet, mature kind of tonka vibe to it that comes off, and it plays really, really well off the skin. It plays really well off clothes too, for that matter, while I'm actually bringing it up. I noticed a lot of people mentioned in this fragrance that they get leather in this fragrance, and that they get, I think it was the olive blossom? Yes, olive blossom. Here's the two things. I've never smelled olive blossom before, so I don't know what it smells like. I plan on getting my nose on it to see what it smells like, and then maybe I can come back and say, okay, well, you know, I can kind of get this, and there's also leather. Leather, I do know what it smells like. I get a slight bit of leather, but it's definitely not the prominent note. The tonka, it really, to me, is the star of this fragrance and the way that it's done. I'm typically not a person that enjoys tonka that much. I think it's okay, but this fragrance really succeeds in doing it well, if I was to, you know, give a quite frankly honest opinion for it. So, yes, with it, if I'm to give it a comparison to some other fragrances, I would say it reminds me and is very similar to Versace Eros. Versace Eros is the closest thing that I can actually think of it, but I actually think this does what it's doing a little bit better than Eros does. So, whoops, got a text over there. Okay, so with that, how many sprays do you get? I generally do about 2 to 5 sprays with this. The performance and the longevity on this are, on my skin at least, pretty decent. I get about 8 to 10 hours of longevity. It'll, you know, reach out and grab somebody. They'll be able to smell you from a decent distance away. It's not going to overpower people too much just because of the type of scent, and it succeeds in that. As far as sillage go, it leaves a nice little sillage trail as well for it. So just another thing to keep in mind. For the occasion, this is a perfect date scent. It's a perfect date, and it's a perfect night out scent. I don't think it's too good of a clubbing scent. I think it's okay, but I just think it's perfect for the date and night out, for the type of image, at least that I want to go ahead and project. It projects a very confident image, but at the same time a little playfully type of a feel to it. So you're going to come across confident, at the same time still a little bit accessible. And that's really the strength of this fragrance and what I think it actually does so well in. Another strength of the fragrance is when you can actually use it. I think this is actually perfect for both, summer and winter. It has enough of a staying power that's not going to disappear on you in the winter, and at the same time it has enough of a staying power, or it's not too cloying enough that it's going to get too stuffy in the summer. As long as you regulate the sprays, you're going to be fine for it. And especially summer nights, wow, this will be perfect for summer nights. So keep that in mind. So with that, all my fragrances I always take out to Times Square, have 100 random people sample it, see what they think of it, and go from there. What people thought of this? 87 people liked it. This was highly liked. People loved this scent and often wanted to know where they could actually go purchase it immediately. This was one of the highest complimented scents that I've ever seen in doing these smelling tests, basically. Another text. I should answer that right after this, but either way. 7 people disliked it. Of the people who disliked it, they said that it was too strong. They said it was sweet. Of the people who liked it, they said that it was sexual, that it was alluring, that it was delicious, that it was something that they would absolutely want to have on their significant other, or want to smell on their significant other, or want to buy for somebody else. Those were the top comments from it. And there were 6 people who thought were in the neutral area. They were kind of a mixed bag for it, and basically thought that it was okay. So out of a rating, I give this scent a rating of a 9 out of 10. I give it a 9 out of 10, and it's with a very specific intention purpose. I actually think that it's a very good, if not almost dare say perfect scent that you can purchase for those 2 occasions that I mentioned, especially date out and night out fragrance. I think it perfectly suits that. It's versatile enough to last all year long. It'll last as long as you need it to, which is about 8 hours at least. Some people have said it lasts about 6 hours. It's going to vary depending on your skin. But this is also one that you can actually spray just a little bit on your clothes, and it'll leave a nice little after scent. Or you might want to spray on your t-shirt underneath, just to kind of give you a little bit more of that longevity, and it'll stick around. I actually am pretty sure that I actually confuse this scent at some times when I smell it around with Versace Eros. So take with it what you will. All right? So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free. Leave me a message, leave me a note, send me, do whatever you got to do. Thank you. Take care of yourselves and have a great day.